Hello everyone, my name is Yeskel Ben Gerets with student number 332500062. So today I will do my presentation about relative clauses. This is a definition and function of relative clauses. So what is a relative clauses? A relative clause is a dependent clause that gives additional information about noun or pronoun in a sentence. It usually begins with a relative pronoun such as who, whom, whose, which, or that, and sometimes with a relative adverb such as where or when. The function or the function of relative clauses are: the first is to describe or identify a person, thing, place, or time, to combine two related sentences into one sentence, to make writing and speaking more effective by avoiding repetition. And the last one is to provide additional information without changing the main meaning of the sentence. And this is types of relative clauses. The first types is defining relative clauses. Clause. A defining relative clause provides essential information about a noun. Without this information, the meaning of the sentence becomes incomplete. It is not separated by commas. For the example, the woman who teaches English is very kind. For the analysis, the woman is noun, who teaches English is defining relative clause. Clause that identifies which woman is being dis- discussed. And the second types is non-defining relative clause. A non-defining relative clause provides additional information about noun. The sentence is still complete without this information. It is separated by commas. For example, Mr. John, who teaches English, is very kind. For the analysis, Mr. John is noun, who teaches English is non-defining relative clause. And meaning is clause only adds extra information because the person is already identified. And this is a difference between defining and non-defining relative clause. For defining gives essential information, but non-defining gives extra information. Defining no commas, and non-defining use commas. Defining cannot be omitted. Non-defining can be omitted. Uh, this is a grammar pattern of relative clause. First one is people. For people, relative pronoun who functions subject. For the example, the girl who won the race is my sister. Whom. Whom, the function is object. For the example, the teacher whom I met was very friendly. Whose. Whose, for the function possession. For the example, the student whose laptop was stolen reported it. Uh, Second grammar pattern is things. The relative pronoun is which is subject or object. For the example, the book which I borrowed is interesting. And that function for people or things. Example, the phone that I bought is expensive. The third is places and time. For the relative pronoun where function place. For example, this is the cafe where we met. And when Function is time. For the example, I remember the day when we graduated. And this is for the example uh, sentence. The student who won the English competition received a scholarship. For the analysis, main clause, the student received a scholarship. For relative clause, who won the English competition. Relative pronoun, who. Function identifies which student received the scholarship. Meaning, clause gives essential information about the student. Uh, for the example two, the book that I borrowed from the library is very interesting. For the analysis, main clause is the book is very interesting. Relative clause that I borrowed from the library. Relative pronoun that and function identifies which book is being discussed. And the meaning is the clause provides essential information about the book. And for example three, Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia, is a busy city. For the analysis, main clause Jakarta is a busy city. For the relative clause, which is the capital of Indonesia. Relative pronoun, which. Type noun type the type is sentence is non-defining relative clause. Function adds extra information about Jakarta. And the meaning is the sentence remains complete even if the relative clause is removed. For the example four, this is the restaurant where my family usually has dinner. For the analysis, main clause is this is the restaurant. Relative clause is where my family usually has dinner, and relative adverb is where, and the function is identifies the place being discussed. The meaning is the clause that explains which restaurant is being referred to. And this is for the example from mass media. Sentence is the people who lost their homes received emergency assistance. And this is for search uh, from from Indonesia floods, thousand displaced after heavy rain. Publisher is BBC News. Date is 23 August 2024. And this is the link. Analysis, main clause, this is the restaurant. Relative clause is where my family usually has dinner. Relative adverb is where. The function is identifies the place being discussed, meaning the clause explains which restaurant is being referred to. For linguistic explanation, the relative pronoun who refers to people. The clause who lost their homes identifies which people are being discussed. This, this is a defining relative clause because it gives essential information about the noun. And this is for the second example. Sentence. The sentence is the police, which was introduced last year, has improved public service. And for the source, government police improves public server. And the publisher is the Jakarta Post. That for date is 19 September 2023, and this is for the link. So for the linguistic explanation is the relative pronoun which refers to the police. The clause is separated by commas, indicating a non-defining relative clause. It provides additional information without changing the main meaning of the sentence. And this is for the conclusion. So, a relative clause is used to provide additional information about a noun without starting a new sentence. There are two types of relative clauses. The first one is defining relative clauses, which provide essential information. And the second one is non-defining relative clauses, which provide extra information. Relative clauses improve sentence clarity, coherence, and reduce repetition. Common relative pronouns include who, whom, whose, which, that, and the relative adverbs where and when. And this is for references, the Jakarta Post and BBC News. And for task 2 in part 1 is correlative conjunction. And this is a definition and function of correlative conjunction. The definition is correlative conjunction are pairs of conjunctions that work together to connect two words, phrases, phrases, and phrases or clauses that have the same grammatical function. Common pairs include both and, either or, neither nor, uh, not only, but also, whether or. This is for the function. The function is to connect two equal grammatical elements to express alternatives, addition, or negative relationship, to make sentence clearer and more balanced, to improve sentence variety in writing and speaking. For the examples, uh, both Ben and Surya enjoy playing basketball. And this is types of correlative conjunction. Both and used to connect to positive ideas. For example, both Ben and Surya enjoy basketball. Enjoy playing basketball, man. Either or used to express a choice between two alternatives. For the example, you can either study at home or study in the library. The third, neither nor used to express two negative alternatives. For example, neither Ben nor Surya was absent yesterday. And fourth is not only but also, used to emphasize two related ideas. For the example, she is not only intelligent but also hardworking. For the fifth is whether or, used to express two possible situation or alternatives. For example, I don't know whether we will travel by bus or by train. And this is for grammar pattern for correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunction. Both and both plus noun and plus noun. For example, both Ben and Surya play basketball. Either or, either plus noun plus noun. Either Ben or Surya will lead the team. Neither plus noun plus nor plus noun. Neither Ben nor Surya was absent. Not only but also. Not only plus verb or noun plus but also plus verb or noun. She not only studies hard but also helps her friends. Whether or. Whether plus clause plus or plus clause. I don't know whether he will come or stay home. And this is for subject verb agreement. Both and use a plural verb. Both Ben and Surya are students. That's for Example, either or, either or, the verb follows the closest subject. Either the teacher or the student are ready. As for the example, neither nor. The verb follows the closest subject. For example, neither the student nor the teacher is absent. Not only but also. The verb follows the closest subject. For example, not only the students, but also the lecturer was surprised. This is for the example sentence. And Ben, both Ben and Surya enjoy playing basketball after class. For the analysis, correlative conjunction both and function is connects to subjects with equal grammatical value. Verb agreement, the plural verb enjoy is used because the subject is plural. The meaning is Ben and Surya both like playing basketball after class. And this is for example 2. Either their teacher or the students are presenting the project today. For the analysis, correlative conjunction, either or, function is express a choice between two subjects. Uh, Subject verb agreement is the verb are agrees with the nearest subject. The meaning is either the teacher or the student will give the presentation. For the example 3, for the third example, neither my brother nor my sister like spicy food. Lysis, correlative conjunction, both and function connects two subject with equal grammatical value. Verb agreement is the plural. Verb enjoy is used because the subject is plural. And the meaning is Ben and Surya both. Wait, what? No, 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 salah, salah, salah. So we move to example number 4. Not only did the lecturer explain the lesson clearly, but the student also asked many questions. For the analysis, correlative conjunction, not only but also function is emphasized to related action. Structure, uh, the first clause uses inversion because it begins with not only. The meaning is lecturer explained the lesson clearly and the student actively participate, particip- participated by asking questions. And this is for examples from mass media. Sentence for the sentence is both the government and local communities are working together to reduce pollution. And this for source. The title is Government and Communities Work Together on Environmental Programs. The publisher is Reuters. The date is 11 June 11, 2023. This is for the link, and this is linguistic explanation, both and connects to object and two subjects with equal grammatical status. Compound subject requires a plural verb. The sentence emphasize that both parties share responsibility. And this is the second example. Not only did the company increase its profits, but it also created new jobs. Then this is for the source. The title is Company Report Strong Annual Growth. The publisher is CNBC. For the date is April 1st, 2020. And this is for the link and linguistic explanation, not only but also emphasize two positive outcomes. The first clause uses subject auxiliary inversion, which is the correct grammatical structure after not only at the beginning of a sentence. And the sentence highlights two equally important achievements. Uh, and this is for the conclusion. Correlative conjunction are pairs of conjunction that connect words, phrases, and phrases or clauses with equal grammatical structure. The most common pairs are both and, either or, neither nor, not only but also, whether or. It is important to maintain parallel structure and use the correct subject verb agreement, especially with either or neither nor, either or, neither nor, and not only but also. Correct use correlative conjunction make writing more balanced, logical, and effective. And this is for the references, Reuters and CNBC. And this is for part two error analysis paragraph. And this is which one the incorrect sentence, which is used for things, not people. And this is for uh, the correct sentence, who won, not which one. Uh, Next, who she book. That's incorrect because position requires whose. Uh, so the correct uh, sentence is whose book. Where it was renovated is the incorrect. Where already refers to the place, so it is un unnecessary. Unnecessary. And this is for the correct answer, which was renovated or that was renovated. Whose he studies. Do not use pronoun after whose. Correct is who studies. Who I bought. Who cannot refer to an object. Correct is that I bought or which I bought. That she teaches syntax. The extra subject, she is incorrect. That teaches syntax. Discussed about. The verb discuss is not followed by about, which we discussed yesterday. Whom article. Position requires whose. Correct is whose article. That where. Only relative word is needed. So, uh, where? This where. Okay. Wait. Gak kelihatan. So next, uh, more large. More large. Large is one syllable adjective, so it forms the comparative by adding or not more. Not one syllable adjective use for the comparative form larger. The correct answer is larger. The most smartest, the most smartest. Double compression uh is incorrect. Is incorrect. Use either smartest or most smart, but not both. Superlative adjectives should not use both most and as together. And the correct answer is the smartest. Correct sentence. More easier. Easy becomes easier, not more easier. Adjectives ending in y. Change to ear in the comparative form. So the correct answer, the correct sentence is easier. The quietest than. The superlative form cannot be followed by than. Comparison between two things requires the comparative form. Use the comparative form with than. So the correct sentence is quieter than. Interestinger. Multisyllable adjective usually use more, not er. Adjective with three or more syllables use more. So the correct sentence is more interesting. Expensiver. Expensive is multisyllable adjective and uses more instead of er. So multisyllable adjective use more, and the correct sentence is more expensive. More best. Best is already superlative form of good. Never use more before a superlative adjective. So the correct is the best. The more comfortable, the sentence compares one classroom with all the others. So the superlative form is needed. Use the superlative when comparing three or more items. Um, Sampai mana tadi? More comfortable. Sentence compares one classroom with all the others. So the superlative is for superlative form is needed. Use the superlative when comparing three or more items. So the correct answer is the most comfortable. Most cheap then. Cheap is one syllable adjective, so use the comparative form cheaper. One syllable adjective use er in comparison with than. So the correct sentence is cheaper than. Uh, Better. No, wait. Better. Bad is an irregular adjective. Irregular adjective will have special comparative form. So the correct sentence is worse. Both or both or both or both must be paired with and. So correct is both and. Either must be paired with or. So either or. Neither or neither must be paired with nor. So the correct is neither nor. And also the correct pair is not only but also. So the correct is but also. And to analyze and to analyze. Or else to structure is required and analyzing. That's the correct. Whether and whether must be paired with or. So the correct sentence is whether or. No sooner when. Correct pair is no sooner than. So the correct is than. Scarcely than. Correct pair is scarcely when. So the correct sentence is when. That's so many. The word so is unnecessary after that many. So that correct is that many rather than also. Correct pair is rather than. So the correct is rather than. So that's it from me. Thank you.